Ever since the global COVID pandemic struck India in March 2020, schools across the country have remained shut. It has since just been virtual classes, Zoom play dates, and staying indoors. For teenagers, restrictions have meant months of virtual learning, more time isolated from friends, and important social activities down to zero. This has resulted in many teens showing signs of stress, anxiety, and even depression.
I'm inside my house for the past like 1 month, and honestly I forgot how my school used to look with all the students running here and there. To remove these awkward feelings, I tried something to make me feel better, like watching TV, that Netflix, Amazon. But how long could I sit at one place? Honestly, I don't know until when it will be safe to go outside.
Another area of concern is the digital distress. With schools going virtual, students' screen time has gone way up.
Most of the classes are happening online. Most of the extracurricular activities are also happening online. And because of that reason, what we're seeing is that there are screen times in excess of 8 to 10 hours sometimes. Now we know that a higher level of exposure to screens will make for reduced attention spans. By itself is known to be anxiety provoking. It is seen to affect the overall sleep quality, which thereby then affects the concentration. Through the screen exposure, another issue that's cropped up is unmonitored use of the internet, where the kids are very vulnerable to cyberbullying, to inappropriate exposure to sexual activity, and this leaves them extremely vulnerable at an extremely fragile point of time.
The scenario in the rural areas is even more unimaginable. According to the National Sample Survey, only 24% of Indian households have an internet facility, and only 8% of all households with members between 5 and 24 years of age have both a computer and an internet connection.
For last 1 year during this pandemic time, the education in rural India is largely non-existent. There have been instances of increased behavioral issues in children in the rural India, as the children have more time, basically the more free time, and the parents are not trained enough to engage them positively in activities. And as a result of these behavioral problems, the negative strategies adopted by parents are resulting in distress to these kids.
As far as corrective measures are concerned, it would help to create a sense of structure in the family by demarcating the weekdays and the weekends like we would in normal life, by setting apart certain time for studies, by making a bit of a rough sort of a timetable for the teenager to follow, so that they have a sense of how the day is progressing and multiple different activities through the day. It will help them tether their mind through the day.
Whenever you feel some anxiety or you are having some worry, you just focus your attention to 5 things you see around you and name them, any 5 things, and then touch any 4 things, like you can touch your cloth, you can touch your skin, you can touch your hair, or any 4 things, and then focus your attention to 3 sounds you hear, and then smell any 2 things, like you can smell cinnamon or body spray or perfume, and then have a glass of water and give yourself a positive affirmation like I'm good, I'm happy, I'm safe.
Find out more details on why Indian teens are facing a mental crisis and the coping mechanisms from experts in the field in our detailed report only in India Today magazine. And for more interesting stories, get a copy today.